Hello everyone, how's it going today? Happy Wednesday! Howdy Farron, Kinshir, and Clouth Warthog and Otterogue. How you guys all doing? Doing alright? Weather is acting like autumn for a change? Yeah, I think we finally hit a point where the air conditioner is not coming on again, for sure anymore. But today we have the French Cafe, the right now only set in the Restaurants of the World line. Whether we'll get more, I don't know. I don't know how well this did, but it looks really nice, so I'm looking forward to building it. And during ad breaks, we will work on the Iron Man brick sketch. But for now, I'll go ahead and put that away. So let's go ahead and open this one up. So it has some nice colors in it and stuff. Here is the box. Also, I went out and got some more minifigs. So we have, this is the Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse minifig set. That is the set that came out in September. Alright, so we got those. Set those aside for now. Got our instruction booklet. We'll set that aside as well. There's two. Alright, another plate. Those don't look like figs. Those are tiny plastic people, not fruits. Alright, 8, 9, there's 7, there's 1, there's 4. Alright, so I'm guessing 9 is the end, there's 3, okay, 6, 5, actually, you know what, I don't need to put it there, 4, 3, and 2. There we go. I can now put them to my side. Yay! Okay, pour out the first bag. So we'll do the Spider-Man figs after we finish up the F1 figs. There we go. I have also gotten the goal updated. For those who did not notice, we now have a corrected goal. All right. Renames the real life Holy Roman Empire to the Holy Pickle Empire. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that. Alright, let's see. We have welcome to a Café Fleur. From small town to big cities, whether you've been going there for years or exploring a new resting spot on your favorite on your travels, finding the perfect pâtissier comes with the promise of an invigorating experience. The irresistible, alluring sense of freshly brewed coffee mixed with delectable local delicacies. Delectable delicacies, huh? Served fresh from the oven, there is something universally inviting about a cozy cafe. A relaxing oasis on a cold day, or a buzzing hub filled with music and friends, exchanging ideas and life moments. The centuries-old coffee house tradition transcends time and geography, and continues to draw us in and delight our senses. Today, cafes serve us slices of authentic gastronomy, local architecture, culture, and sometimes a flavor of history. As you build your Lego Café Fleur, we hope you'll make yourself at home and fill it with your fondest memories. from the LEGO Icons design team. Creativity is always the daily special on the menu at the LEGO Icons Cafe floor. As the new owner, you get a cafe packed with details and expressions inspired by both classic architecture and world travel. From the brick-built sidewalk to the interior decor, it's an artistic rendition of a traditional cafe set in a historical building in an urban environment with lots of little LEGO twists. I appreciate that they're obviously Americans writing this because they said ahistorical rather than an historical. I appreciate that. We developed new building techniques to capture as many authentic details as possible and to make sure the model still fits on your bookshelf. You will also find lots of LEGO elements in green and peach colors for the first time. The main focal point of the model is the entrance, and all decorations are printed, including some of the new window pieces and transparent elements. Maybe this building experience will inspire you to create your own special builds. Alright, so we'll need the 2 plates. Let's go ahead and start off with a 1x4 and a 1x2. So I did some recording today. Got more Golden Sun done. The game can be mean, I have discovered. Alright. And then we get the plate on. How's the 49th state treating him? You know, I have a funny related story to that. I think it was my mother's parents. My grandparents. They were so excited when Arizona was made a state that they went out and got a flag with 48 stars on it, and then Alaska was made a state. It might have been my great-grandparents, I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly what year it was. What kind of JRPG in bed does not raise the dead after an 8-hour rest? I know. Especially when they're not dead, they're downed. Like when they get taken out of battle, they're not lying on the ground. They're just kneeling there on their weapon. So obviously they're still like conscious and everything like that. Yeah, I heard about that bomb. A lot of people lost their homes and stuff in that. Well, I'm discovering that enemies hit really hard. Like, enemies don't one-shot you, but they can frequently two-shot you. Which, when you don't have, like, magic that can heal everyone, it's hard to keep on top of it. Nothing more frightening than a French cafe. How do you, Washbear? How's it going? I mean, I guess it depends on how frightened you are of baguettes. Lots of sand green 1x2 plates with round ends. There we go. Right, that light directly above me. I need to get something, like, try to figure out something to diffuse that light. I have some cheesecloth. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, considering that there is already, like, a thing there to diffuse the light. Got your rebrickable stuff for your 2 haunted houses. Let's make this look like the Monster Fighters one from years ago. Nice. Wonder how hardcore Shining Force was since Camelot made those games. They're not really RPGs though, so. But I don't know. I've never played or seen LPs of Shining Force. My LP of Golden Sun is like the third or fourth one done by YouTubers you follow. It's pretty popular. I'm actually surprised more people that I follow haven't played it, but... let's see. I need a... gray 1x1 with side stud. Where are you? There you are. Alright. 1x1 dark gray plate. Oops. That actually needs to face up. There we go. Plate. Another corner. I don't think I've gotten too many gray half arches. Howdy, Kukri. How's it going? Yeah, I've definitely watched Kiko's LP. I don't know if I've watched H.C. Bailey's LP of it. So the hollow studs here mean that these bricks can rest snugly, flatly on top, whereas pieces with the Lego logo, they're a little bit too high. So that's why we have all these hollow studs there. Who would have thought that Lego window arch elements would work so well as a sidewalk pattern? Who would have thought? Indeed. I mean, I much prefer LPers who read dialogue, so... I appreciate his dedication to, like, doing everything. Although I did find an item that he did not in Radiant Historia. I was surprised at that. There we go. 1x2 tile there. And a 1x2 brick with side studs. I know no one's perfect, but he does play the games multiple times before doing his LPs to try and find all of those things. That is what surprised me. What did you find? I mean, it wasn't a big item. It was just a hidden item. I was just surprised. I'd like to get some of the, like, I'd like one by, like, these half-arch pieces that are not a full, 2 bricks wide. So that you can make, like, longer arches and stuff. There we go. 1x1 and a headlight brick. There we go. Get that in there. I think Radiant Historia has your favorite villain? It's a good one. Some of those would be great for the Alhambra in a different color. Oh yeah. I'm surprised they have not done the Alhambra as a Lego set yet. Probably just a matter of time, but still. Antagonist. Like, any character can be an antagonist, basically. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. So there's tiny little gaps. Alright, get that on there. Okay, 2 1x1 bricks. You loved Stock from Radiant Historia? Guy who's stoic but surprisingly cares a lot about others and doesn't fall into the cool, edgy loner trope. I really enjoyed what I did with Marco and Bottle. It's always fun when there's just like this some little element that you just like glom onto and turn it into its own thing. But yeah, the characters were a lot of fun. Ah, Bottle, yep. Bottle wouldn't like the way you're talking about Bottle. There we go, get that on there. Alright, a 1x3 brick. It was just so prominent in the artwork, I couldn't help it. Rosh and Gafka were your favorite, and Vanos was your favorite NPC. I don't really remember most of the other characters that well. Like, I remember Marco so well because of the bottle trope. Because of having fun with Bottle. There we go, get that on there. Alright, 2 1x3 plates. And a 1x8 brick. It's been too long. It's kind of like when I get someone coming into my, one of my old videos. It's like 8 years old, and they're like, "How do I do this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Like, how did you find X?" I don't know. You expect me to remember these things? Alright, so I think we're going to be building from the other side now. Here's 1x2. I need a 1x4. There it is. Too bad. Expect me to remember every second of every LP and stream that I've ever done. Guys, you're so mean to me. So mean. I have a walking encyclopedia reputation to live up to. It's true, I am the old encyclopedia. That is true. The one and only old encyclopedia. Oh, I forgot to change that that text box. I got the actual bits goal changed, but I forgot to change that text box. I need to do that. And we'll try to remember to do that after the stream. So yes, the new goal, now that we do have new hardware, so that my computer doesn't crash, although I have other issues going on that I still need to solve, is going to be the NASA Artemis rocket set. Space Launch System, I think, is the official name. There is one section of it that has a bad reputation because you have to put on something like 200 gray taps. But, I mean, I've done worse. I've done worse. Alright, there we go. Get that on there. Yep, I did the Eiffel Tower, exactly. I actually recently took it apart, too. To sort out the pieces. Like, it looks great, it's just too big to actually have around forever. Well, I'm proud of you, Bahamut, for just saying no to pickles. I'm proud of you for that. You have stood up and said, "There shall be no pickles." Each mini-build alternates between building directions to nicely fit together. Or to nest nicely together, I should say. You've succumbed to the evil influence of pickles? You're lost. Lost. You know, everyone who eats pickles dies. Have I built the Endurance set before? That's Shackleton's ship, right? I have it. I have not built it. It is a hopefully coming soon set. It looks nice. What if your best friend's husband recently? You just started building it recently. You think it'll be as big a set? It's a big set. I mean, it's no Titanic. It's no Eiffel Tower. The Titanic is fantastic. That is still together as well. Oh, wait. Actually, that is supposed to go right there. Okay, another pair of 1x3 plates. 1x8 brick. 1x6 tile. And curved slope. And then connect those two together. Get a 1x16 brick across there. And lots of tiles. Yeah, I'm looking forward to building the Endurance. My father would have loved that set. Alright, so spare parts. We have a light nougat, aka flesh, 1x1 cylinder brick with a hollow stud, and a dark gray 1x1 plate as our extra pieces. Get our extra piece bin out. Here are our extra pieces from the last few sets. Alright, bag number 2. Main downside right now is the Emperor was like, no vassal wars ever. Yeah, that's why I don't like being a vassal. Because I like to enforce that on my vassals, so they can't muck things up. They should understand that I have their best interests at heart. They will succeed. They will live contented, wealthy lives if they would just listen to me and not mess things up for me. Alright, 2x2 brick. Also, black brick there, black brick there. This is, I believe, dark azure. Yeah. And then 2 1x2 tiles with round ends. And a red 2x3. Okay, more bricks. I do appreciate that one of the ways you can get odd-colored bricks is by getting sets like this and just getting the stuff put into the interior. You don't mind too much, as now realm management is up to the computer, and you want to see how long it takes for the Holy Pickle Empire to tear itself asunder? Well, it shouldn't take too long, because who would want to be a part of Pickles? Dark Azure? Azure Dreams? A must play. If only it could win. I know. I know. It is a perennial favorite on the polls, but not quite getting to the victory. Not quite pull out the victory. But hopefully one day. Hopefully one day. There is something to be said for playing those perennial runners-up, just to make make the people who choose and vote for them to have to decide on something else. I say with all love. Alright, 1x3 there, and now I need some 1x4 black bricks. And a dark gray 1x1 tile. And a 1x2 round end tile right in there. There we go. It is with love, yes. Alright, 6x6 plate. And another 6x6 plate. One by 6. One by 4. 1 by 3 dark gray, and a pair of 1 by 2 round end tiles, and a dark gray 1 by 1 tile. It would be interesting because this is going to be a facade, so you can tell like how deep it is. It's really not that deep. It would definitely be interesting to like turn this into a full-sized minifig scale building. Let's see, so 3 spaces there, a gray 1 by 1 quarter cylinder tile, beige 2 by 3, and a 3 by 3 corner. Alright, then we take the 6 by 6 round end plate. That goes right there. Looked at your realm and who owns it, who owns what in the Empire, and your brain was like, you don't want to manage this? Yeah, that's why, like, when I did my, my Jade Empire, my Jade Dragon campaign, which is probably... It's pretty up there, pretty high up there in favorites of my my campaigns. I was like very careful to feed vassals to them to try to make sure that they you know, let stuff drift. Held on to kingdom titles for myself so that they would drift out and everything like that. There, where is the mold mark? There is the mold mark. Get that there. 1 by 3 plate. 2 yellow 2 by 6s. Like, basically make all of those, you know, like, a whole bunch of neighboring kingdoms pretty small and stuff like that. Like, make sure that all of Iberia would be one kingdom and stuff. Because if you can give any count to a king, and then you can always create the duchy title, and then give it to the vassal. It's a good way of feeding stuff. I'm sure you're aware. It's annoying that you can't transfer dukes to kings that, you know, when it's outside of their de jure. Alright, so we get this nice, nice layered curve there. Generally, if you make your own empire, you do try to keep kingdoms together and not end up with kingdoms that are here and there and everywhere. Well, yeah, but specifically, like try to get, especially small kingdoms to drift into each other. So that if they have Gavelkind, which I also try to force them to have, they don't split it up and suddenly my plan for how many vassals I had Suddenly gets just absolutely slaughtered there. I hate that a king vassal counts the same as a count vassal in that kind of thing. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we are working with the wedge plates. So slaughter like all of Macbeth's lieges. I mean, that was one of my other favorite campaigns, where I got Mayor Macbeth to just murder his way through so many kings. It was a thing of beauty. It truly, truly was. I think the only time you do something like that is making certain kingdoms titular. Oh, I try to make almost every kingdom titular if I can. And then hold on to them myself. Soak up that sweet, sweet, sweet prestige for holding so many kingdoms. 2x3, then we get another wedge plate. Okay, 1x1. I mean, there's no Felina in the game. Nor is there a Felina. Alright, 1x4, half tile. And a 2x2. And then we get our hinge there. 1x2 plate. And a 1x1 plate. There we go. Alright, so this will fit. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, so that'll fit right in here. And then we get that over there. So we get this nice angled wall. What you want to do is one day make an empire titular and hand the empire title to Iceland and make the world's smallest empire. The angle here is achieved by using reflected triangles. This geometry makes the elements fit perfectly to create the angled wall you'll see later. Nice. And 2x2 plate right there. Okay, so spare parts. Dark gray 1x2 half circle tile. Gray 1x1 quarter cylinder tile. And a 1x1 dark gray tile. Okay, bag number 3. I'm going through these bags pretty fast. This might actually end up finishing earlier than I expected. I do have small sets to build if that that comes to pass, though. Alright, bag number 3. Okay, so the long brick and a 1x3 black brick back here. There we go. And a long dark gray plate. So there's a gap right there. That doesn't quite fully meet up, but that's okay. Alright, over here. 1x1 plate, 1x3 plate, dark gray, or gray, a 1x3 tile. Two by two macaroni tile and a 3x3 macaroni tile. Dark gray, a 1x1 plate with clip. And we get another one over on this side. Make sure these are straight. There we go. Alright, another 1x2 half-cylinder tile in there. Two by two corner and 1x3 tile. And right there in that gap, we get a dark gray 1x1 cylinder plate. Okay. Still love that Holy Roman Empire was made and then became Cathar almost immediately because the computer was like, let's make the Cathar dude emperor. I don't know why is he turning everyone Cathar. Could have seen this coming. Alright, so bright green 2x6 with brown 1x2x3 panels and some white and black checkerboard tiling. I still remember the one game that I had where the Byzantine and Holy Roman Empires merged. That was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Like, how dare they? How dare they combine? True Rome, yeah. That should be a thing. That should be a thing. That should be one of the ways to either make a new empire or reform the Roman Empire kind of thing. If you get the Holy Roman Empire and the Byzantine merging. And I suppose hold Rome. Okay, and this one goes right there. Okay, sand green 2x2 and a brown 2x2 plate with center stud. Tile with center stud. Another sand green. Brown 1x2 plate with round ends. And more checkerboard 1x1 tiles. There we go. Okay, green 1x6. So we have bright green, sand green, green. Obviously, these are not going to be seen. These plates. Lots of different shades of green. And there is just tiling on this. Turn that so it's straight. 1x1. And 1x1. There we go. Howdy, Roval Jacks. How's it going? I just woke up and noticed that I'm building a cafe. Indeed. So once it's done, if you want any coffee, you know where to go. Alright, let's see. 2 white 1x2 plates with rails and 3 gray 2x2 half tiles. There we go. Thanks, but you lack money tiles. Dang it. What about classic pirate gold coins? We'll take those too. I miss those, but I also understand why they're not doing them anymore. But I also have a ton of them, so, like, I don't need to miss them that much. Hate the taste of coffee, but you love the smell of coffee? I hate the taste, I don't mind the smell. Okay, let's see. 2x2 triangle tile, 2x3 tile, another 2x2 triangle tile, and 2x2 corner tile, and another triangle tile. There we go. Oh, actually, that should have 1x2 round curved end plates. There we go. Only way you'll drink coffee is if it has an equal amount of milk and sugar. Someone tried to get me mocha by telling me that it's just like hot chocolate, and I had some, and I was like, this is disgusting. It is nothing like hot chocolate. What is wrong with you? Nothing like hot chocolate at all. They lied to me, indeed. Indeed, they did. I mean, it wasn't chocolatey at all, to me. Nah, I probably wouldn't like that. Alright, let's go ahead and make the cash register. So, sand green 2x2. Get a 1x2 tile with keyboard print. 1x2 plate. 1x1 tile. Find the mold mark. There it is. One by one tile with top clip. 1x1 plate with round end and bar, and then a keypad print there. You don't think you've put sugar in your coffee in the last decade or so? That's fair. I mean, not everyone likes the likes it diluted with the milk and the sugars. Alright, we get a fez, we get a telescope, 2x2 plate, 2x2 cylinder tile with a center stud, a clear saucer, an orange corrugated cone, aka cupcake piece, and then white swirl poop piece on top. There we go. Do have an ad break about to start. Let's actually go ahead and snooze that one time until we get through this bag of parts. Okay. Then we have an aqua, or light aqua, I guess, as it says right there. 2x2 inverted cylinder. Get that on there, and then our 2L bars with stops. I mean, it is a good thing that the smell of coffee doesn't bother me, because I have known many a person who cannot start their day without it. Then we use this weird multi-three-way point hole and bar thingy as the chair back. There we go. And that goes right there. It's a pretty good looking chair. It's rather high for a minifig, but that is okay. Alright, green, a 1x6x6 door frame. Pair of 1x6 plates on the top and bottom in green. Then we get our printed door elements. Can I tell which side they're printed on? Yes, that side. All right. There we go. There we go. And then these 1x1 cylinder tiles with top bars should make great curling stones. Oh man, now I want to make a curling rink. That would be awesome. Catalogs all the parts, all mentions to a price on Bricklink. I mean, you could just look at the inventory of the set. Alright, sand green, red corrugated bricks. Not like I need more red corrugated bricks, but what are you going to do? Flesh 1x2. 1x2 brick with side studs, and another one with 4 side studs. Have I ever curled? No, I have not. Oh, we actually want to make 2 of these. You do actually need to be in shape for it, and I am most definitely not in shape, so... no curling for me. But I enjoy watching it. Happy that the package you ordered last Thursday came in yesterday? Nice. Alright. Lots of side studs. There we go. Alright. 2x2 tile. 2x2 tile. 1x2 tile with center stud. Never cold enough in Maryland? Oh, there's places to curl around here. There are indoor ice rinks. There's winter sports stuff. I mean, obviously, if you want to be a professional winter sports player or the equivalent, you do need to go elsewhere in the country. But a lot of Winter Olympians do originally come from my area, so... There's enough around here to get started on it. And definitely there are curling leagues around here. The timeline where Ald was a gold medal curler. There is no such timeline. That would require me to have been good at sports and actually enjoy them, enjoy playing them. I don't even enjoy watching most of them. About the only Olympics that I like to... I mean, the only sports that I like to watch are the Olympics, so... Alright, we get our... sides. Oh, yeah, that needs to go on there. There we go. All timelines exist in parallel. Yeah, but that's not one that exists. The large door opening gives us a chance to take a sneak peek inside. Despite the minimal space in the interior, still lots of details to discover. All right, a pair of rail plates. Wait, 1x2 plates. 1x1 quarter cylinder tiles. Nope, that is it, because it's now calling for bag number 4. Now, what is up with my mouse? Outdoor ice rinks are fun to skate in when it's 0 degrees. Yeah, they really are not. It's not great. Know what the Olympics needs to bring back? Painting. What about chess? All right, so spare parts. We have a gray 1x1 plate, gray 1x2 quarter half cylinder tile, flesh 1x1 quarter cylinder tile, 1x1 tiles in white and black, gray 1x1 tile with keypad print, dark gray 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud, a black 1x1 tile with a handle on top. See, it would make a good curling stone. Or the top of a curling stone. You could probably put some other pieces beneath it. White ice cream poop piece. White 2L bar with stop. And a clear saucer plate. Tile thingy cylinder. Alright, so we got our ad break just about to start. So during the ad break, we will go ahead and work on the Iron Man brick sketches. I think there were only these two. I don't know that there were any others. Just as boring for all intents and purposes. It's a solved problem. You're just looking for one of them to make a mistake first. I would not agree, because it's not about, like, there are... It's not like tic-tac-toe. Like, there are new plays discovered. Need to bring back the Dionysus Festival. You're not going to get an argument from me on that point. Did you know that plays were originally, you know, like, the tragedies and the comedies? They were actually originally a religious celebration for Dionysus, for the Dionysus festivals. Alright, so I have some containers to put the parts in. There we go. I wish we hadn't lost so many of the ancient plays. I meant Western theater. But at the same time, like, there is actually influence of Greek culture on Japan through Buddhism. He did. He left behind the Greco-Bactrian kingdom. Okay. So the ad is just about to start. Let's go ahead and flip on over to the... Nope, I don't need to do that. The Iron Man brick sketch. I mean, I don't know if Japanese theater was connected to Greco-Roman, or the Greco-Bactrian culture, and Greco-Buddhist, but it's possible. If I were allowed to add one thing to the Olympics, Aldo, what would you add? I would definitely add competitive Lego building. Like, build in the bag kind of thing. Everyone gets the same single small set. You got to build it in the bag fastest, without puncturing the bag. That would be funny to see. Yeah, you'd have like a camera like this and people building them in the bag. I've done it a few times. It can be difficult. Ultimate Frisbee! Not extreme Frisbee. What about that? Alright, now we have... So this is the medium azure. This is the dark azure. You'd add horse archery and jousting. Oh, that's good. Those are good. Jousting is the state sport of Maryland. My home state. I mean, obviously, Mongolia would get all the gold medals of the horse archery, but I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with that. Rugby is in the Olympics now. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure rugby is in the Olympics. Maybe, but archery, according to Blumenek, is severely underrated in the Olympics. I do enjoy watching the archery. Few serious horse archers in other parts of Asia. I know. It was semi-joking. I mean, like, Mongolia borders China. China would be... Like, China would just go nuts spending a ton of money on trying to get golds in that, so... It wouldn't be a guarantee that Mongolia would. Alright, so, ads are done, so we'll go ahead and put these aside. Bring this back in. And grab bag number 4. Howdy, Area High One. How's it going? Howdy, Lord Canis. You were napping after doing fence maintenance? That's okay. What were you fencing, though? More illicit goods from your D&D escapades? I mean, that kind of goes without saying for every sport in the Olympics, pretty much. Like, that's just what happens when you turn anything semi-casual into an actual sport. Lots of sand green here. I approve. I approve. Plugging up possible cow escape points. Can't believe you keep them imprisoned. Attica! Attica! Free the cows! Did I get a new camera this year? The video is much clearer. No. I did get it, like, it's newer than, I don't know, middle of last year or something like that. I don't remember when exactly I got it. It is the second camera, but we did have a lot of build sessions with it before I had to take down my my building setup for the summer. That's possible. I don't know. Either way, welcome back. I mean, it might just be that it feels like it since I have been off building for 4 months. They did it in the one movie, exactly. What more do you need? What more reason do you need, I should say? Alright. Side stud pieces. Here and here. That is a while. That is a while. I'm glad you made it back. The brickable mat helps us see a bit clearer. Does it? Does it really? Because it seems to make a... It seems to... like, I mean, obviously I'm dealing with a tiny preview window, but it looks... I'm never sure how well it comes out that way. But if it is better, that's great. Alright, so we've got 1x3x2 windows, and the window pane in there. One by 2x2 window. Where is the window pane for that? That's a 1x3. Oh, over here. Okay, get that in. Alright, now 1x1 with bricks on 2 sides and the shorty side stud. And a 1x1 plate on top. Well, so she was also became goddess of the moon, goddess of archery, launching a rocket into space is kind of archery-like, and I think that the Artemis rocket is supposed to bring us back to the moon, if I remember correctly. I think that's part of its goal. Saloon or Selene? Selene. You're talking about the, What is wrong with his mouse? I moved the receiver for the mouse, and I don't think it likes that. I will have to change its position. Okay, that is the proper side. The Greek goddess of the moon, personification of the moon, is Selene, Selene. There we go. Another 2-side stud brick. I mean, there's multiple, just like Artemis was not originally the goddess of the moon, but linked to the moon because of mythology. Still trying to get the Burb summon in the FF4 PSP, being stubborn. Are you periodically reloading so that you don't get to, you don't level up too much or anything? Because you could try, like, periodically reloading and like, actually, like, shutting off the, PSP. Like, try to force a change on the seating. So Helios was the personification of the sun, just like Selene was the personification of the moon. In addition, the like the parent of Helios, Hyperion, was also seen as sun-like. Few LEGO windows are 3 modules wide. The new 1x3x2 windows are introduced here for the first time in green. Windows are built sideways to utilize their relatively unusual size. Again, you're amused to see how high their levels get? That's fair. I mean, it definitely won't level them up very fast, that is for sure. Alright, so this will go on... So it's fitting on just the one stud right there. Game is now level 20. Alright, and a black 1x2 round end plate to lock that in. There we go. Alright, brown 1x12. And 6 brown 1x2x2 windows with dark brown 1x2, like dark brown window panes. 576 hit points. It's not a lot. By FF4 standards, I mean. Greek mythology is not consistent, not as chaotic as Egyptian, but they had a few millennia more to build up inconsistencies. So it's more that, like, we think of Greek mythology as being one thing, but it's not. Different locations had different mythology that, as the Hellenistic period went on, and local influences got overwhelmed by more distant influences, they tried to, in some cases, like, figure out how to rectify the things that were different. But, like, you have different mythologies essentially from Asia Minor versus like Attica versus Euboea. Athens had its own stuff. Up in Thrace, up in what is it? Up where Alexander was born. I'm blanking on the name of that area. Not Macedon itself, but near Macedon. Not Thrace. Thrace is a bit farther north. Thessaloniki, yes. That's what I was thinking of. So, like, they all have their own... Because they're all Greek peoples, but they aren't, like, one true, one real nation. I mean, they're all related peoples. They all have, there's Greek dialects and stuff like that. But they had, before writing existed, centuries and centuries of differences. Thrace is not Greek. Like, the original Thrace area is not truly Greek. Like, it is a related group of peoples, but... But yet, centuries before of prehistory, of different, mythological developments and stuff like that. All right, so we got all of these clips, and then we take the brown book covers. Get these clipped in, and they are at an angle. What is wrong with this mouse cursor? Let me check to see if there's something like running on the computer that is causing it to be flaky. It might be. OBS is OBS was really really peaking there. It shouldn't be. There's not a whole lot going on with OBS for these. Should be okay now though. We'll see. No, it is a relatively new mouse. So the battery is not dying. I did move the receiver, and that might be part of it. Okay, so this goes in right here. There we go. Alright, 3 2x2 corner bricks. Then we have an olive green 1x1x3, red 1x1x3. Are the people from the cartoon reboot causing your computer to have issues? No, I think it's Tron. I think Tron's doing it. Let's just blame Tron. I wonder how many people actually remember that Tron is a character from the original movie. Because I don't think that Tron himself showed up. He like barely showed up in the 2015 movie, and I don't think he's in the newest one at all. All right, 1x1 to 1x2 upward bracket. But yeah, so with like Greek mythology, we frequently look at like Hesiod's theogony as, and the Greeks to a large extent saw it this way too. Hesiod's theogony as the Greek mythology, but he was just talking one specific version of it. Homer seemed to preserve a different tradition. The Orphic Mysteries had a completely different tradition. Now I have to figure it all out for D&D. It's fun times. All right, spare parts. Brown and sand green 1x1 plates. Beige 1x1 quarter cylinder tile. Red 1x2 half cylinder tile. Brown 1x1 cylinder tile. And black 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud as our spare parts. Bag number 5. Since all the copy of Deities and Demigods, Gary already did it for you. Did it badly. Doesn't even have most of the Titans. The Titans aren't actually gods in it. Alright, let's see. 4 of the olive green, 4 of the red. 1x1x3s. And there we go. Gaia is the best goddess. So, here's another fun thing. Gaia is the kind of poetic name for that goddess. The name for the goddess herself is just Gi. I think your favorite goddess is Nyx. Nyx mainly exists as a progenitor goddess, though. You think you ruined someone's name for his daughter by telling him the story of Rhea and what happened to her kids? Alright, red 1x2 half cylinder brick and 2x2 corner plate. And some brown. And that will go on right there. Like, that's something that I'm gonna be struggling with, is like, which deities do I ignore because they have no real functional role? This is especially true for most of the personifications. Like, Nike had a bunch of siblings. You really don't hear about them because they have no role in anything. They weren't popular, whereas Nike was popular. What you find interesting is a lot of Greek myths don't take a lot of work to see. They could have been stories from the Lost Palace culture. Nope. Victoria is Roman Nike. I mean, the Romans like Nike too. But the personification of victory in Roman culture, Roman mythology, was Victoria. All right, turn it around again. There we go. Get that right on there. Alright, 1x10 plate. 3 1x2 sand green bricks. Get that bracket on the front there. 2x4, 2x2 cylinder plate. 2x2 corner, and some beige 1x1 quarter cylinder tiles. Yeah, but they're specifically named for like their interpretatio Germanica of the Roman days of the week. Dies Mercurius for Wednesday. Dies Martia, I think, for Tuesday, that kind of thing. Okay, sand green brackets on a white 2x2 plate. Saturday is the only one that continues its Roman name in English. Alright, let's get the window pane in. Yeah, there we go. Sunday and Monday are named for the sun and the moon. There we go. Alright. And 1x1 to 1x2 downward brackets in sand green, another white 1x1, 1x2 plate. That on there. Okay, 1x8. There we go. Okay, got that, and then a 1x2 tile slope above the window. Left side of the facade is designed as a module so you can easily slide it into place. There we go. Get that right in there. Romans were as bad as Greeks when it came to interpreting foreign gods. Yeah, well, I mean, they partially got that idea from the Greeks. The Hittites were a lot better. They just worshipped everyone. Until it got to be a point where they were like, all right, we're trying to worship like 1,200 gods now. We need to fix this. There we go. And that gets right in there. Fun fact, one of your sci-fi OCs is named like Phoenicia, but spelt slightly differently. And it was before you found out that civilization exists. Dia for a Mycona deity, Jeffalep. You just want to grow turgid. Romans just went, we respect all gods, ours or not, because of the rule of sacred hospitality. They didn't respect all gods. They respected all established gods. As long as you also respected their gods as well. One of the reasons they had issues with Judea is that they were like, your god is just Jupiter, and they're like, and they were like, no, nope, nope, no siree. But at the same time, the Hebrew god was very old, so they respected that. I mean, everyone was afraid of pissing off the gods. Alright. Let's get that on there. And bag number 6. Okay, spare parts. Clear 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud. White 1x1 plate. Pink 1x1 plate flower. Bright green small 3-stem plant. And brown 1x1 quarter cylinder tile. They'd have just interpreted them as gods they knew. Or adopted them as new gods. I mean, there were cults of Isis and Mithras in Rome. And the Eleusinian mysteries were very, very popular. Right, clear 1x2 bricks. Get the brown 1x8, 2x8, I should say. Red 1x2 plates. Alright. Let's see. White 1x3. White 1x2. We got green 2x10. White 1x6. Events time travel to travel to the past and start the worship of a dragon god Bahamut. I mean, the Greeks were aware of Hinduism and Buddhism through the Greco-Bactrian kingdom. And Rome was aware of the Chinese Empire. They had diplomatic contact. That is on there. There we go. Alright, another brown 2x8. I mean, there isn't a big difference, mythologically speaking, between dragons and large monsters. Wasn't there an action movie on a what-if situation being what if Rome and China met on the field of battle? Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know, though. There would have been a lot of attrition in between, and they would have lost a lot of troops. Alright, 4x4 quarter cylinder tiles. Right here and there. 1x6. 1x3, and 1x1. Alright, so pair of sand green 1x2 curved slopes, beige 2x2, and red 1x2s. The asymmetry of the building and how it fits onto the street suggests that this is a corner cafe. Alright, another 2 sand green curved slopes and blue 2x2 cylinder tiles. Sand green and no Mad Martin. I know. I wonder if he's just been busy or something. Parthian campaigns were largely disastrous. Yeah. The Greeks didn't beat everyone. I mean, the Romans didn't beat everyone, I should say. I mean, the first time that the Romans and the Greeks met in battle, the Romans lost. All right, then green. Shorty brick side studs. Still weird to think Romans held Mesopotamia briefly. It wasn't that brief. There we go. More side studs, and then we get our green 1x4 arched kind of window element right there. Alright, 1x3, we get another one of these lobed half tiles, like we have down there. That on there, we got flesh 1x1 tile slope, and 2 1x1 quarter cylinder tiles. Make sure that they're turned the right way. There we go. Okay, and then we do another one on the other side. I mean, Rome was so significant that basically every culture wanted to be a successor state. There we go. All right. Nice little layering there, mirroring the bottom. And we have a green 1x1 tile and a flesh 1x1 tile slope as extra parts for that bag. We want to bag number 7 next. HRE, Russia, Rome, Byzantium. Yep. The Visigoths in Iberia thought of themselves as Romans. Early Welsh thought of themselves as Romans. Yeah, Vandals. Sorry. Wait, was it the No, it was Visigoths. Visigoths in Iberia. I think. I don't know, I got Lego on the mind, so I may be misspeaking occasionally. These are extremely tight pieces. Yeah, I mean, the Germanic peoples went to a lot of places, so... And not all was together at one time. There we go, get that on there. Alright, 1x8 brick. And a 1x3 brick over here. 1x4. And a 2x3. No, 2x4. Right there. And 2 log bricks. Oh, Vandals is another people that might have claimed Romanness. That I don't know. I don't know if they did that. Alright, 1x4, 1x3, 2 more 1x3s. 1x3, 1x2 log brick, and another 1x3 brick. With a 1x2 round end plate on the end. But yeah, I mean, that's the... you know, that's how important Rome was in, you know, European and Mediterranean and Near Eastern culture kind of thing. Like, everyone wanted to be Rome. terrifying would the graboids from the Tremors series actually be if they existed in real life? I mean, that's kind of the point of the movie, is to show how terrifying they would be if they existed in real life. Alright, 1 by 1 to 1 by 1 upward bracket on the end. Get a flesh 1 by 1 tile slope there. One by 3 tile. And another 1 by 2 tile with a center stud there. Sadly, Kevin Bacon was too good to return for any of the sequels. That happens. I mean, he might just have not wanted to do it, you know? Like, didn't want to be typecast, didn't want to, you know, wanted to do something new. There's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate that Michael Gross was happy to keep coming back, though. Just because he enjoyed the character. You know, and paycheck. Alright, get that on there. Alright, 1 by 2 and 1 by 1 bricks with side studs. There's going to be a new TV series? I mean, Michael Gross is getting a little bit old. So he wouldn't be able to, really. No, I mean, they had her character and Burt Gummer get divorced, so... That's true. That is true. Alright, get that in there. Alright, let's see. Rocker hinges. Brown base. Gray top, 1 by 2. I mean, they could find a way. They could just ignore the movie. Like, I think Michael Gross has said that he'd come back if they wanted him. Okay, get those on. Now, on this side, we have red 1 by 2 tile. The new fancy 1 by 2 low angle tile slopes, which are a nice addition. Don't have to always get the grill slopes. There we go, and a white 1 by 1 tile with top clip. Okay, get that right on there. And mirror that for the other side. Well, Lord of the Rings worm is going to be a dragon. Not an actual worm. Okay. Alright, so get a 2x3 and 2 more of the tile slopes. 1x2 on here, and a 1x1 red tile. There we go. Turn that over. And then do one on the other side. Okay. Get that on. Turn it. So we're starting to get an actual arch element there. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Alright. Beige 2x2. We got another rocker hinge with a 2x2 top. And this is not actually going to be hinged because it's up against the 2x2 brick and topped with a another plate. So they're using this to maximize the space under that. There's another log brick. Okay, 2x2 plate with Technic hole. And get a dark gray friction half pin in there. Flesh 1x2 and 2 more. Oops, not right there. 2 more headlight bricks. And on that front stud, get to flesh 1x1 cylinder plates with hollow studs. And then we get more rocker hinges coming off the headlight bricks. I've not actually read most of the Lord of the Rings supplemental material. I read some of it. I don't remember what at this point. Just didn't interest me that much. Silmarillion has a story where Sauron takes form of a wolf monster, if memory serves. Well, it was either Silmarillion or Lost Tales at where I stopped. I don't remember what. Or I don't remember what, like, I know I didn't get through any of it, like, in terms of, like, a single book and move on to another secondary book, but I don't remember which of those it was that hung me up. There we go. Get those flesh elements on there. Turn them down. The brick-built arch here is achieved by nesting the new 1x2 slope elements in combination with plates. It creates a realistic texture and pattern, as often seen in main entrances. There we go. So my only complaint is that there's fairly large gaps in between them. Which, you know, like, kind of hard to avoid, really. It's understandable. Alright, let's see. 1x6. 1x4. Another 1x4 there. Need the 1x2 with round ends. 1x3. 1x4. And another 1x2 with round ends. There we go. Round 2x6 across the top. And coming from the top, we have 1x2 to 2x2 downward bracket and 2 flesh leaves. Flesh leaves. Time to go machine gun Dracula back to his coffin. Good luck. Seems like you probably should use a stake or something, but what do I know? Oh, these actually need to be turned out even more. There we go. Is flesh Lego or is Lego flesh? That's the question minifigs need to ask. Okay, and then we have a gold roller skate. Put right there. I have missed 1x2 tiles. There, right? Let's see. Yeah. These 2 spots. Alright. 1x1 tiles. Right in there. And here. Right in there. There we go. Alright, so spare parts. We've got 1x1 tiles in flesh and red. Gold 1x1 quarter cylinder tile, gold roller skate, dark gray friction half pin, and flesh 1x1 plate. Alright. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and manually run an ad break, just because then we can get started with the next 2 bags after that, because the ad break is about to start in just a moment. Just a few minutes anyway. So we'll go ahead and get back to our Iron Man build here. Let's see. I'm looking for 1x2s with side studs. There we go. I mean, he does do extreme ironing. It's true. He wants to make sure that all of his shirts are properly laundered. Nice and crisp when he puts them on. Alright, 1x2. 2 with round ends. Let me actually move that up there. There's 1x2 tile down here, and 2x2 half tile. Pair of 2x4 plates. Remember, do not iron clothing that is being worn. That's just inefficient to not do that. You always iron while it's being worn, and while the iron is hot. You know, strike when the iron is hot. See, not only do you get nice, fresh-pressed clothing, pants and things like that, you can also burn your enemies. So you gotta think about the efficiency of these things. You gotta think about the efficiency of these things. Just mega flare your clothes for faster dry times, yeah. And remember, always, always, always dry clean with gasoline. It is not more dangerous than dynamite, as certain shorts might imply. Now, you do not need to worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? Yep, I need that. Now I need some dark red 1x3 plates. Alright, and the ad break is about to come to an end. So let's go ahead and put these away. As our viewers come back, and we can get started on bag number 8 for the French Cafe. Pickle-flavored sodas become popular in Altaria. What? They never will. I will not allow it. I will use my stockpile of strategic nuclear weapons to prevent it. You may not have realized that dragons had some, but we do. Celery soda? I don't think celery has enough taste to turn it into a soda. Alright, let's see. White 4x4 quarter cylinder plates. It exists? Ew. 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 But how do you get the proper stringy texture of celery? You know, the texture of the things that just get stuck in your teeth forever. I'm not looking at it. I refuse to accept that it is real. If I don't look at it, then I don't have to worry about it. Alright. 1x2x2 in white. Flesh 1x2 plate. 2 flesh 1x2 bricks. Flesh 1x1 headlight brick, and now we have a 1x1 tile. And a gold... No, not a gold. A medium nougat curled capital piece. Put that there. That goes right there. Okay, now we get some tan plates on top. Let's see, 1x4 half tile there, and a 1x2 tile right there. I mean, I could just delete the Discord. I wouldn't do that. But I could. Be like, get the hell out of here with this crap. Nuke the Discord. That's true. Who would I torture if I did? I mean, I don't have to look at the DM. I can just ignore you. Just block you. Why do you people hate me so much, huh? 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 Sending me pics of disgusting things. It's terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Just want to show me the best things? If you wanted to show me the best things, you wouldn't show me pickle soda or celery soda or things of that nature. Alright, now gold. 1x1 tiles with clips. Let's get these on. There we go. Alright, and then in the middle... Okay, where is this actually going to go on the model? Okay. Alright, so I just want to make sure that any mold marks are facing the interior kind of thing. Oh, I knew pickle soda existed. I knew that existed. It's not my fault if you went and looked it up. That is not on me. Alright, there we go. Get those bucket handles on there. Then we get 1x4 arches. Flesh arches. I mean... You know, you'd have unlimited food if you knew 2 spells. Wall of Stone and Stone to Flesh. Just turn a stone wall into flesh, carve off a chunk, and good. Grilling it up. Valmar architecture. We never did try to grill up any of Valmar, did we? Just carve a piece off and see how it tastes. He did have an interesting final boss form, though. What sort of flesh is it? What if it's just fat and gristle? I'm not sure if fat and gristle count as flesh of that sort. I mean, there would be some. His final boss form was definitely interesting. Was definitely interesting. I will grant him that. Alright, 1x3 plate, 1x4 plate. Now some 1x2 curved slopes. It's kind of sad how easy I made that final fight, though. I do wish the game was a little bit better balanced. I would have enjoyed more challenging fights, I think. Learned something while reading through the TV tropes of that game. The main reason why he failed was something that happened really early in the game. What do you mean, why he failed? Stomping bosses is fun, yes, but it can also be fun to have actual challenges. There we go. Alright, 1x4 in white, and 4 1x1 tile slopes in flesh. Of course, really, when we call this flesh, it's more, you know, skin. Alright, slide that right on there. Okay, 2x2 hinge plate. Go ahead and get that on there, and curved slope. Wings of Valmar didn't fully form. Elena was removed from the tower before she got fully possessed, so the Wings of Valmar had to take on parts of Elena. Yeah, and they basically took on suppressed parts of Elena. Her less demure elements, her, you know, being more willing to express her feelings towards Ryudo, that kind of thing. I was actually really surprised at how they handled the end. Spoilers for those who haven't watched that. That they managed to split the two of them apart, kind of thing. And what Grandia 2? I don't know, I'm just going to assume that viewers of my channel, my streams, have watched everything, all 17,000 videos that I have uploaded over the years. It's not like you have anything better to do. What, job? Family? Psh! Give me a break. Those things take a back seat to my videos. Wow, you forgot so quickly after watching the ending of my LP? Wow. Wow. Alright, and 1x1 bricks. Headlight bricks, there we go. Yes, great scaly one. See, I knew you guys understood. What is best in life? To watch all Dragon's videos. To enjoy them to their fullest. As a dragon, you do what you want when you want, and that is to watch all of my videos. I understand. I understand. Makes perfect sense. Hear the lamentation of our families as we watch nothing but alt videos. There we go. Get that on there. And 1x1 tile slopes. I mean, I have only the best content on YouTube on my channel. Only the best. There we go, get that on there. 2x2 hinge plate. I haven't played through Pagan yet. I rest my case. Only the best content on YouTube. Like I said. Alright, there we go. Get our arches on here, our half arches. So there we go. Filling that arch pretty nicely. Okay. Dark medium nougat there, 1x6, and a 1x2 round end plates. Okay. Nougat wedge plates. Flesh 1x2 plates. 1x2 to 1x2 upward bracket right there. A 2x6 to 1x4 plates. And a pair of 2x2 corners. There we go. All right, next up we have the 1x2 round end plates to get on here on the front brackets. Locking those in. 0 is enough pickles, exactly. Just say no to pickles. Okay, 1x4 plate behind that. And some more 1x2 plates. There we go. And a 1x1 cylinder plate with bar at the top. Okay. And we have the 1x2 bricks with grooves for garage doors, and flesh 2x2 bricks, 1x4 plates on top. Come on, mouse. Come on. use my keyboard? Yes, I can. There we go. I'll use my keyboard instead. Yeah, I definitely need to move the receiver. I think that's the problem. I think there's just, like, a bad connection. I did move it to try to change around where my USB devices were plugged in. Okay, bag number 9. And this is the last bag. Spare parts from that one were a white 1x1 cylinder plate with bar and a gold bucket handle. There we go. That's all of those pieces. That is all of those pieces. And that is all of those pieces. Actually, let's move those. Keep them from rolling away. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's. I mean, that might be. I will check that, but I suspect it's got more to do with the angle and everything. Just doesn't like it. Alright, so we have the Café Fleur sign, which is a gold 2x4 tile with round ends. That goes right up there. Alright, then we get robot arms, 5 of them. Put them at angles. Blame recent Windows updates? Could. This is Windows 10, not 11, though. Alright, then we get our plastic cord with handholds. Clip that in. Clip that in. Clip that in. That down there. All right, let's see. Can I get that better? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I mean, like, it could be something like that, but the fact that I literally moved where the receiver was since last time, and now I'm having an issue, I'm pretty sure it's the receiver. Like, I mean, I'm going to turn off all those power things as well. They're probably all off, but I did add a new USB hub, so that could be that might not have gotten that issue. But I'm pretty sure it's because I changed where the receiver is. Like, that is the simplest explanation. All right, let's see. Gray 1x1 cylinder plate and bar, and 2 1x1 clear plates. There we go. Get these at an angle. And then the 1x1 cylinder plate with underbar. We never had issues like this back in my day. Yeah, we had different issues. Okay, there we go. Get that in there. Back in my day, my processor couldn't add properly. Oh, Pentium math bug. Will we ever forget you? I truly hope not. 2 plus 2 equals 5 for large values of 2. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Get that right on there. All right, so we got some nice, nice lanterns outside the door. All right, now 6 of the book covers with the printed decorations, and let's see. There. And there. That's 1. 2. 3. And finally, 4. There we go. Nice little shades there. I like the way that looks. Okay. Who's coming out the top ones? I assume so. Oh, no, okay, I see. Alright, so, dark red fez, 2... 3 stem plants, and a 3L bar. And we have our pink flowers on just the front ones, and actually, let's do that, yeah. Hold on. There we go. Get the longest ones set up here. We're going to do 3 of these. Okay. Another 2. The longest one, and there we go. Another dark red fez. Yep, hanging flower pots. And we have them on the front-facing flowers, not the back-facing. Probably because of the positioning of the walls and everything. Another 3L bar. Okay, there's the longest one. There we go. So we want to keep the short stems to the back. Okay, 3L bar. And these just fit in right there. So you were the other day old when you realized that half of Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders is a less depressing version of another movie the same director did earlier? Which half? Oops, missed the flower pot here. It actually needs to have a flower pot to be a hanging flower pot. The monkey half. You know, I thought that was familiar. So, nice hanging flower pots there. Now, the fun thing... So, you know the guy who gets Merlin's spellbook, Lord Canis? He is a priest in the movie Stone Cold. No magic floating flowers? What is the world coming to? I know. Make some small trees. With drills? They're drill trees? Oh, I don't remember what his name is. Alright, there we go. We got our little pine trees. I mean, they are well trimmed, you know. How else would you get them to actually be useful as drills? Any scene with that damn cymbal-banging monkey is basically a rehash of a movie called Devil's Gift. Same person behind both movies, but the Merlin's Shop version is less dark and depressing somehow. Well, the other one is probably an actual horror movie. Drill trees reminds you of an orange tree you started growing as a kid inside the house you grew up in. Okay, so double stack of black candlesticks. With 1x1 cylinder tiles on the bottom, and a chain. I mean, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen that movie in question, but I've probably seen the cover, because I think it has that monkey on it. There we go. Oh man, what did I see not too long ago that had Ernest Borgnine, but young? Bad Day at Black Rock, that's it. Yeah, Bad Day at Black Rock has, I think it's an early role of Ernest Borgnine, and he's actually young. I know, Lord Canis. It's crazy. Alien isn't really a remake of Dark Star so much as it includes ideas from it. Dark Star is a student film that got turned into more than a student film. And there's a lot more to it. It was just more of a, hey, what if we took this bit from Dark Star that we used to pad out the student film to full length, and made it into a full movie of its own. Dark Star is so much better than Alien. Excuse me? I mean, Dark Star isn't terrible, but it's not good. I mean, it's a student film. TV cut could be horrible, sure. I'm not gonna, like, it's a TV cut. You can't really, like, look at a TV cut of an R-rated horror movie and be like, well, movie's not good because of that. Aw, Lord Canis, you have a face hugger friend. Aw, that's so sweet. Are you gonna love it and pet it and call it George? Aliens is a good movie and it's a good sequel. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna. Wow, I don't think most people are gonna argue with that. Whether it's better or not kind of boils down to what you want out of the movie. Yeah, it's a genre shift. That's part of it. Because you can't do the same thing again. I do like that that supposedly the way that James Cameron sold it is that he wrote Alien on a board and then put an S with a $sign after it, and that's what got it greenlit. But at the same time, you can't do, like... It does follow one of the standard tropes of sequels, of you have the original thing, but more. It just so happens that it works there. So you can put the so this is a fun dual mold that I got some off of Pick-a-Brick, off of the online Pick-a-Brick. But I okay, let's see. Nope, close that out. Let's make sure that my nope, hide that. I don't want that. Okay, my mouse is working for now, which is good. So, we have trans orange here. This is brown, just regular brown, so it's like coffee. It's pretty nice. I like this dual mold cup. It's a really nice piece. I mean, like, there's a lot of superficial comparisons that you can make. Like, Ridley Scott did 2001 A Space Odyssey, and Alien is just 2001 A Space Odyssey, but horror. Like, it's extremely simplistic, but you could describe it that way. And it doesn't change that it's a really good movie. 2001 is not very good? 2001 is not very good? Okay. I mean, it's a take. So, Cafe Fleur, we have the little chalkboard menu out front. 2001 is supposed to be trippy and hard to understand what's going on. It doesn't make it bad. "2001 is very, very good. "2010 is also very good. I want to watch that again. Helps to have good actors in it, like Roy Scheider. There we go, another pair of 2L bars. And then for the front base, bar holder with bar. Well, I would say one of the few movies from the late 70s. You get that a lot more later on, but yeah, it was very unusual in the 70s. And it wasn't really intended. It very much was, like, Ripley was not... If I remember correctly, Ripley was not written to be a female role. It just so happened that they hired a female, you know, an actress for it rather than an actor. Kind of like how, you know, and just by that act, it changes a lot about the movie. Kind of like how Night of the Living Dead, the actor who played the main character, whose name I can't remember at the moment, you know, George Romero just hired the best actor he could get for that role, turned out to be a black actor, and that completely changes the dynamic of the movie. Like, a lot of these kind of accidental decisions can have pretty big repercussions. Well, not exactly. It's like, I mean, there is a little bit more to it, but there we go. Get that table on there. Would you like a croissant with your coffee? Croissants. Could I just have the croissant? I just want the croissant. And we have another table. Viruses is a fun schlocky movie. Deep Rising is too. Like, they're just fun schlocky movies. In that fun way, you know? Okay, another tray, and we got a newspaper extra. And have the coffee mug there. Then there's a copious Italian knockoffs. So that's how you know a movie's made it big, when you get the copious Italian knockoffs. I think it's probably best to ignore the timeline for RoboCop. Just like I think 2 is fun. 2 is pretty good. 3 I think is fun, but it's not good. But RoboCop is the definitive one. RoboCop 2 is a good sequel, though. It is another one of the cases of like Aliens, where you actually have a good sequel, like a well done sequel. I have not seen the remake of RoboCop. I would if it came onto a streaming platform, maybe, if I was feeling in the mood, but I have no real desire to when I have the original. Lunatastic bringing us a raid. Let me get you a shout out there. There you go. How's it going? What were you up to? Playing the Digimon game, I think I saw? We're just building a French cafe and talking movies. It's very good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I've never played a Digimon game in my life. I don't even think I've watched the anime. If I was going to go back and watch one of those very obviously toy things, it would probably be Metabots. I remember Metabots having a surprisingly good storyline. Okay, there's one chair there, and another chair there. There we go. Pokemon in 2 hours, gotta get food. Understandable. Best Digimon game, hands down. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad you're having a good time with it. And I'm glad it's good. Enjoy your food. Let's see. Alright, last but not least, the tables and chairs give the scene a beautiful finishing touch. Can't you just imagine sitting here on a beautiful spring day? Good luck with my cafe. You'll be lurking. Awesome. Thank you very much. We're actually almost done with the cafe. Then it will be minifig time. All right, get our ball joint pieces there. Our frosted 1x1 cylinder bricks. Nova Moonlight, Digimon is an epic game. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Dracula got absolutely wrecked by the magic machine gun named Agartha. Well, obviously that wasn't really Dracula then. Did he ask you what a man is? If not, he's not really Dracula. Lethal Feline was once surprised when I mentioned that I had never played any Pokemon games, and he's like, but they're JRPGs, Ald. You love JRPGs. And I was like, I was in college when the game came out. When the first game came out, well, no, not when the first game came out. When the first game came out on a system that I owned. I did not have a Game Boy. Like the original Game Boy or a Game Boy Color. I did not have one. Alright, there is a friction double axle pin. We get a pin connector. And a friction half pin. And a black 1x1 cylinder tile with top peg on there. And then 8 black candlesticks, which one day will go into weapons for an Argama or a Salamis Kai. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Runs in with a plucked chicken. Look, a man! That's not a miserable pile of secrets. Alright, so we have our street post, street lights. Get that right on there. I think that is it. Yep, that is it. Alright, so, remaining extra parts. 1x1 cylinder tiles with top pegs in white and black. 1x1 cylinder plate with underbar in black. A black short chain. Clear 1x1 plate. Brown spiral ice cream poop piece. Dark gray 1x1 cylinder plate with bar. White 3L bar. Brown 3-stem plant. And brown 2L bar with stop. There are the last remaining spare parts. So, this is the Cafe Fleur. It is actually a set that I can lay on the... oh, that gets glare. Never mind, let's do that. So I really like the entrance. You can actually kind of, you know, there's a bit of an interior, kind of the facsimile of an interior in there, which is pretty nice. Nice drill trees, hanging pots, flower pots. It's very nice. It's very nice. Well, it's a display piece, like, and it's pretty narrow, so it can fit into a lot of different places. Do we have Lel Bunny for minifigs? I don't think so. I have not seen her. She might be lurking. But she might also be setting up her new computer still. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put that back there. Alright, we'll do our minifigs. Get that out. Let's see. Let's see if I can reduce the glare here. There we go. Glare reduced. Alright, let's see. Where are my minifigs? There they are. Ah, you know what? Ah, shoot. I forgot my dice. Okay. I need those dice. So I will actually step away for just a moment and go get myself my dice. I'll be right back. Alright, well, I forgot my D10, but that's okay. I don't think we'll need it. Alright. Get this out. All right. Let's see. Okay, there's 21 left, so not quite enough. All right. I was thinking about combining them all into one. All right. 4, so we're going into the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. D8. 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's only one minifig left to get out of this set that we have not gotten yet. So let's start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in. All right, let me go ahead and roll a d20. 18, so I re-roll. 13, so that would be the Where's My Pants guy. Let's see, Nadaroge I got 11. That would be the Robo Secretary. 4 for Bahamut. That would be Wild West Wild Style. A Minotaur Vintage Pastry Chef and a Leonin Flour Mill Worker. Alright, get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? There we go. See, that helps out with my computer any. Alright, let's see. We still have some time left. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in. Move my dice out of the way for a second. I knew when I came to this computer, I was like, probably forgetting something else, aren't I? And the answer was yes. The answer was indeed yes. All right, Rovaljack's 5. That would be Lincoln. With the Declaration of Independence. Get your predictions in if you haven't. There's just a few seconds remaining. And now there are no seconds remaining. All right, let me go ahead and get my timer up. There we go. Okay. And go. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Okay. Well, that is going to be 6.93. It is Lincoln. It is Lincoln. Rovaljax is guessed correctly. Let's see. Yep. I felt the very distinctive headpiece, hat and hairpiece. You did say Lincoln? Oh, I missed that. Yeah, but you rolled 11. Shame you didn't bid on channel points. Indeed. Indeed. All right, there we go. And he can hold the Declaration of Independence, 4 score, and 7 years ago. Okay, let's see who got that prediction correct. That was within 20 seconds. Complete that prediction. Who is getting the hams? Any time now Twitch. There we go. All right. No one went for within 20 seconds, so I get all of the hams. Nom 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 nom. So tasty. Delicious. Lord Canis going for 20 to 50. No one going for 50 to 60, and a Bahamut going for no. So I got all of the hams. All right, next up. Bring my dice back down here. Howdy, Cody. How's it going? Let's go ahead and move that. All right. D6. That is 2, so we're going here. I'll roll a D20. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, very last one. I forgot to mark down Lincoln here. That's our 4th Lincoln. There we go. All right, so let's start a prediction. I'm going to go ahead and run an ad break while this is running. So I can all guess what is inside the minifig pack. Get your prediction in, and let's just run our 1-minute ad break. That should be fine. All right, so Bahamut going for 11. That is the Fencer. We have not gotten the Fencer. 1 for Nadarogai and Abcody, and that would be the King. Minotaur actor in the bad B movie titled Garfield Ate All the Food. I mean, it's still licensed. All right, let me go ahead and roll a d20. 15, so that is the Lady Centaur. My dice think it's going to be the Lady Centaur. So go ahead and get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Go ahead and reset my timer. So get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Kinshir going for the Bounty Hunter, 16. So we have not gotten the Fencer, the Cthulhu Alien, the Goblin Bandit, or the Snake Charmer. We've gotten all the others, and there's still a lot of minifigs left. We got really lucky with this set. So go ahead and get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Just a few seconds remaining. All right, predictions are closed. Go ahead and pull up my timer. All ready to go. And go. All right, let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Got some legs. Got, what is that? That is backpack type thing of some sort. Yeah, all right. Ooh, just out of the time limit. 20.46. Okay, why did it just run an ad break again? It was supposed to not do ad breaks. Well, that's weird. I ran an ad break specifically to prevent it from running ad breaks, and it decided to run an ad break. Okay, that was 20.46. So it is the Bounty Hunter. So Kinshir will have guessed correctly, if it is what I think it is. Yeah, well, Twitch should not suck. And it is indeed the Bounty Hunter. So let's go ahead and first mark that. And we will choose the outcome. So that was 20 to 50. Complete that prediction. And who is getting the hams? Let's see. Lord Canis getting a massive win of 12,000 hams. Kinshir going for within 20 seconds. Ab Cody going big on 50 to 60. And Bahamut going for no. All right. Let's go ahead and get our Bounty Hunter dressed. I think this might have been the guy that we got last time, too. Well, I'm not sure if it was last time or the time before, but yeah. Last week, sometime, we got this guy. How many hams to bring back retro games? Alright, so that is the Bounty Hunter. And now, for the final quote-unquote minifig for the night, we have the F1 Racers. Let's go ahead and get my scale out. So there we go. Let's reach in. Toss them around a bit. And pull one out. There we go. I mean, there's a head and a helmet in there. Right? Okay, so let's start the prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig box? So, this will be, if I guess it correctly, then that's what wins. If I don't guess it correctly, but the die roll is correct, then that wins. Then, if that's wrong, then wait, and then finally no. So let's start the prediction. I have my D12 ready. So Ab Cody going for 2 there. That is the teal helmet, teal wheels. I don't know which one Williams is. 4 for Nadaroge AI. That would be the orange and black. 3 for Bahamut. That is the red and black. The decapitated drivers and plugged their consciousnesses into the cars. Yes. So we have gotten 6, 9. We've gotten 6 and 9 so far. So there's still some left. A Minotaur Baker baking bread. Shouldn't it be a Minotaur F1 racer or something? So get your predictions in. A Leonin pirate pirating bread from the bakers. Shouldn't it be a F1 racer somehow? Maybe they're breaking bread. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. But I'll say I'm sorry. Even though I'm not really sorry. Out of race car stuff ideas? Goblin pit crew, ignore the explosions. Shouldn't that be kobolds? Your guess is Williams. I don't know which one Williams is. I will know when I scan it. Actually, I should get the scanner app up. Go ahead and do that. Alright, so get your predictions in. Just a few seconds remaining. All I know is that one of the racers is named Latifi, and that's just because of Yeah, no, I mean, I know that F1 Williams is an F1 team. I don't know which of these is Williams. Only thing I know is that Latifi is one of the drivers, and that's just because of Boba the Vulture's F1 playthroughs that he's doing very, very infrequently these days. All right. Okay, so my guess is going to be black and green. That is my guess. So number 5. So we'll go ahead and put 5 there, because that is my guess. We'll roll the die. 4. So that is black and orange. Let's go ahead and weigh it. Okay. At 24.64, which is the exact same as all the others. Obviously, it is the black and gray one down here, which is not one of the real teams. These first 10 are real teams, and then these 2 are not. So obviously it's number 12. All right, let's see. Which one is it going to be? F1, that... Oh, my lord. That is the weight. That's number 12. All right. So that is going to be a yes with weight. Get back here. Okay. So let's go ahead and mark that down. Okay, this is weird. We have gotten 6, 9, and 12 so far. 6, 9, and a 12. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pour these pieces out. It's easier than using that. All right, so let's go ahead and choose the outcome. That is yes with weight. Complete the prediction. Who is getting the hams? Lord Canis once again getting all of the hams. That is a twofer. Also getting 12,010 hams. Kinshir going for yes with guess. Ab Cody going for yes with die roll with the big wager. And Bahamut and Rovaljax going for no. Next time it'll be 3. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. I will definitely have to make sure that 3 is one of the options there. All right, so this is not a real team. Oh, that is definitely the front part there. So we got some gray pieces. Figure you should go with the least likely chance, so better payoff. I mean, there's basically an equal chance with all of these. Well, not an equal chance with no. Again, how many hams alled, and what non-pickle glaze should I have your Swobulbs mix up? Well, unfortunately, I don't know that it's coming back anytime soon. It might. There's always a chance. Got 673K you can waste on long shots. Ariaru's like, you could be spending that on me. On Solus. And Solus's rerolls. And my response to that is, you could also spend them on my rerolls. To make sure that the party gets the best time. Yeah, I know. I know that feeling. Get that in there. Pays all $500,000 in Monopoly money to bring back retro gaming. Ooh, I'm so rich! So much Monopoly money! Alright, so there we go. So, gray. Some decent parts in there, I guess. So the three race cars that we have now are gray, bright green, and blue and dark pink. So those are the three that we have so far. Spare parts. Gray 1x1 quarter cylinder tile, gray 1x1 plate, and gray 1x1 tile slope. Alright, so before we wrap up for the night, let's go ahead and finish up the... let's go ahead and finish this up. Thought about keeping it for later, but... Alright, where's my mouse cursor? There's my mouse cursor. I'll just finish it. Why not? Alright, Bahamut, have a good rest of your night. Thank you very much for coming on out. Oh, one thing that I wanted to show off. I got this in a set years ago, because this is old dark gray. Here's new dark gray. Dark Blay, as it is called. Go ahead and zoom in on that. So you can see the difference in the shades. That's old and that is new. But little different on this side to that side. Didn't quite get enough plastic in there. So it's got this little notch here and this little curve here. So, kind of fun. I'm not like a hardcore collector of misshapen parts. I do enjoy them on occasion. Looks brown. Well, that's just because the color balance on the camera is not the best, and I don't really know how to do it properly. I'd do it properly if I knew how. Alright, there is a headlight brick. This is a fun example of the geometry. There is one plate difference between the headlight brick, so it's the stud is recessed half a brick, and the brackets are project out half a brick, so you get this, you can get that kind of lineup there. Alright. Get that on there. Do one on the other side. I'm actually going to put those over here. So a nice selection of tiles and dark red pieces in this brick sketch. One of the reasons why I got it. I think I did get it on sale. It was a couple years ago now, though. Alright, and get that right on there. Alright, next up. Another pair of wedge plates. Quarter cylinder tiles are actually over here. Okay, and then we get more of them. And 2x2 angle plates. And that will go right here. All right. There we go. Actually, you know what? Since I don't have to move these to the sides anymore, let's just pour them out. There we go. That'll make it easier. I can spread them out. Okay, 2x2 angled tiles, 1x3 tiles. Alright, 1x3 plates. 1x2 tiles. And curved tile slopes. Curved slopes. There we go. There and there. Alright, and then we have 1x3 at curved slopes. And a 1x2 tile again. Up here at the top. Alright, another 4x6 half tile. So one of the reasons why they're doing these half tiles here is to make the parts come apart more easily. Trying to avoid like a full plate on plate kind of situation. One of the reasons. Alright, another pair of black 2x2 half tiles. Okay, angled 2x2 tiles. Maybe you just need a bigger plate. No, the point is if you have a full thing of studs, then you have to push down on the tile more. I mean, the part going on top to make sure that they're all getting contact. And B, there's more friction pulling them apart. Since it doesn't require that much friction to keep it together, they're going with these tiles to make it easier to take apart. Ah. Didn't pick up on that, sorry. Right, lots of these 2x2 angled tiles, which are nice. Alright, then on the underside, we actually use these bricks. See, this is a good example. This is a half tile, so it really only needs the 2 points of friction. Because there's going to be parts on top to also keep it in place. That is going to go right there. That there. And there we go. Some macaroni cylinders and long axles. There we go. And then get the bar on the bottom. Then into the corners. One by one cylinder bricks. Come on, get in there. There we go. Boat studs. There we go. Flip it back over. Now down at the bottom, we get some yellow. A yellow 1x4 panel, 1x4 plate, 2 brackets, that is a hinge. And that goes right there. Alright, let's see. Macaroni tiles at the top. We get the 2x4 there. Cool thing about the 1x4 tile here is one of the architecture sets used a whole bunch of these layered to get some stairs. That were pretty cool. They locked in there at the end. A little bit low for minifigs, but you can probably do it. Alright, get some rail plates there, and another 1x2 round end plate there. There's the 2x3s. Alright, 2 black corner plates, 2 studs apart there. Put that on there, the wedge plates. Alright, 2x8 down the middle. Alright, then blue bracket. The white 1x2 with round ends. And a blue 1x2 tile. And these will be the eyes, I believe. There we go. I get these angled plates there and there. I don't know what they'd do of this line of sets. I mean, it's kind of like Lego art. Really, well, it really is. Yeah, it's in the it fits in the Lego art line to an extent, at least. I don't know what they would do other than the Marvel characters, though. But I don't think they sold well, because we haven't seen any more. Oh, we got 1x1 tile slopes up here. One by 2 and rocker hinge with a 2x2 top. It's in there. There we go. All right. Yeah, it doesn't really angle well enough for me to do that to display it on camera without the light reflection. But it's pretty good. I do like the other one, Miles Morales, better. Although this with the dark red definitely has better parts, and these tiles back here, I would say, has better parts. All right, spare pieces. We got 1x1 tile slope, aka cheese slope, in yellow, perfect for cheese. A dark red 1x1 tile and a dark red 1x1 quarter cylinder tile. And that is going to wrap us up tonight. So we will be back on Friday for some more Lego building. We will be back on Saturday for some more Spelljammer, although one of the players is sick this week, so he may not be able to make it, in which case I will probably be postponing the session. We'll see. Just stay tuned. We'll see how it goes. Next Monday, I haven't really decided what we're going to be doing, but I'm leaning towards more Lego building. Just because. I have a backlog, and I might as well work on it. So I want to thank you guys for coming on out, and I shall see you next time. See you then, everyone.